Good morning, everyone. My name is Holsinger. I work at the EGI Foundation. We're a not-for-profit organization that coordinates a federation of more than 300 data centers across 50 countries for providing compute storage and data management services for more than 50,000 researchers. Right now, we are currently coordinating the Digital Innovation Hub for the European Open Science Cloud, which I guess brings everybody to ask the question is, what is the European Open Science Cloud? So this is an EC initiative to support open science and innovation. And really the whole goal of this is to reduce fragmentation of the digital services where they've been investing in over the last several decades. So as part of their implementation, EGI coordinates a project which is called EOSC Hub, which is to pull together all of the major e-infrastructures, research communities, as well as the individual communities who are building value-added services on top. So there's more than 100 partners involved in this to bring all of these kind of services into some kind of coherent fashion. So what we've done in the spirit of reducing fragmentation is we've also developed this Digital Innovation Hub to bring in all of our business engagement programs that the individual institutes and federations have been operating for several years. So this way, if you want to access the services from an industry point of view, you don't have to talk to a dozen different people. You have a single access point for getting involved. So we've organized our services that we're offering into, let's say, 4 main categories, which is offering piloting and co-design. So this kind of concept that we've been hearing about, test before you invest. Specific technical services, so compute, so between HPC, grid, cloud, various storage, online or archive storage, data management services, trying to facilitate access to the research data in order for companies to be able to build platforms on top of it. But that's just the technical side of it. You need to couple this with training and support, because just providing a service doesn't actually mean they know what to do with it. So this comes to technical consultancy, helping them with go-to-market strategies, commercialization, advice and consultancy. And then since we are on an international scale, we try to provide SMEs and startups with a little bit wider visibility than what they would otherwise be able to obtain in their local market. We don't have the cascading funding mechanism inside of the project, so we've developed these kind of vouchers. This way it's a little bit more concrete in terms of what services are available to them. So there's a free online trial that you can go. It's a full automated clicking process to be running virtual machines in a cloud. But then we also have larger packages for specific use cases for other companies that want to do different stuff. We have this kind of EOSC marketplace, so this is the wider European Open Science Cloud. So even though our individual organization has our own services, we are participating in this wider marketplace. And I think that this is a little bit of foreshadowing in terms of what are going to be some of the needs for the Digital Innovation Hub community moving forward. There was a comment earlier about how do you instill confidence in the SMEs that the services they are accessing has some type of service levels or something. These are all questions that we've had to ask ourselves and answer just to be able to provide this kind of central marketplace of services. Researchers ask themselves the same questions. Oh, this is an EC-funded project. It's going to be gone in 2 years. I'm not going to invest in it. This is going to be easily mapped over to SMEs and startups and something like that. So I think there's a lot of lessons learned from what we've been trying to do in terms of pulling together these individual research communities. Contrary to popular belief, we do not want to create and develop our own platform. We would like to reuse things that are existing. But from our existing conversations with Digital Innovation Hubs, not everybody has a clear business model in order for us to adopt or reuse. So this is kind of an ongoing investigation from our point of view. But you did hear earlier that we have a prototype based on the MIDH platform. We have 6 business pilots that are currently operating and running inside of the Digital Innovation Hub. This has been our focus over the last year. We are sector agnostic. We've been hearing a lot about manufacturing, but for us, we go from seaports to video sport analysis to security and preventing bot attacks to even the furniture industry so that they can make smart investments in terms of materials in order to purchase based on market trends and analysis. Demos will be at our conference next week in Prague for anybody who's interested in joining. And the last slide that I have here are basically our kind of issues and opportunities. We don't have cascading funding, so we have to kind of rely on our value in the services that we're offering. There is this kind of lack of business models from the Digital Innovation Hub platforms for us to be able to adopt. We want to avoid to reinvent the wheel. And there's this unclear structure and coordination between the Digital Innovation Hubs. So I was in Warsaw last November in the annual Digital Innovation Hubs, and there was even more Digital Innovation Hubs that were listed there. And everybody walked away saying, now that we have this big list, how do we work together? And this is going to be quite, I think, interesting moving forward. So the opportunities. We have the single point, collaborate on a European scale. We are working with a number of other digital innovation hubs that are at various stages, and we want to continue to work together. And thanks for putting this event together, because I think this is like one good initial step for us to kind of keep pulling the digital innovation hubs into a coherent community. So obviously I'm speaking, but there's a wider set of partners that are involved in our EOSC Digital Innovation Hub. And with that, I'll stop.
Many thanks, Sai.